You're watching Daytime Tea Time with Candace. Daytime
I
Tea
mean,
Time.
Tuesday.
Daytime Tea Time.
No way.
Only
I've seen your breasts and it's totally true.
Daytime Tea Time. It's time to pour this tea, stir this tea, and sip this tea. Let's get right into it. Hey guys, it's Candace. All right, you see that title, so you already know we're about to talk about Beyonce and Solange. Okay guys, so recently Beyonce and Solange's mother, Tina Knowles Beyoncé, gave an interview where she talked about what it was like raising Beyonce and Solange. Well, Miss Tina revealed that as a child, she personally dealt with jealousy with her brother, feeling like her mother loved her brother more.
I grew up where my mom I felt like my mother liked my brother more and she loved him more, and she just, so I was really sensitive to it.
Well, from dealing with that, as a child, Tina did not want her children to deal with the same thing. She wanted to make sure that Beyonce and Solange understood that they were both loved equally and that they do not have to be jealous of one another. Miss Tina specifically said that there was days designated for Solange to have mother-daughter time with her.
So I had days that I devoted to. On Wednesdays, I took off from work, and that was Solange's day. And she was a lot younger than Beyonce. And
Now, she wanted to make sure that Solange was never jealous of Beyonce, specifically when Beyonce became famous as a child in Houston, winning pageants and talent shows and whatnot. And she said that she put both Solange and Beyonce in counseling.
It was tough because she was 5 years older and Beyonce was this little superstar in our city. And so I took them to counseling so that the counselor could help Beyonce be more sensitive to Solange, because she couldn't stand her for a minute. When they were little, she was 5, she was all in her stuff. She was trying to hang around her and her friends, and Beyonce was really irritated. But it made her more sensitive to who her sister was and what she had to deal with because of her.
Miss Tina went further, saying that her family even criticized her for it, saying that she was going to cause her children to be crazy, putting them in counseling. She expressed specifically that she wanted Beyonce to be sensitive to the fact that Solange is living in her shadow.
My family was like, you're going to make them crazy because they're too young for you to take them. But I wanted Beyonce to be sensitive to the fact that Solange had to deal with being a little bit in her shadow.
Right.
And it made her way more sensitive and protective, and they're still fiercely protective of each other.
Okay, so when Miss Tina said that they fiercely protect each other, that is very true, and we all know that from the elevator incident, okay? Miss Solange went crazy on Jay-Z. She almost tore his head off in that elevator, okay, for whatever reason. Well, I don't want to say whatever reason, because from the Lemonade album and Jay-Z's 444 album, we now know that she was tearing him up in that elevator because he was cheating on Beyonce. So, Beyonce and Solange have a very tight relationship, and we all know that. But I don't want to get off topic, so let's keep going. Okay, so Miss Tina Knowles Beyoncé, in her interview, she said something else that I loved. She spoke about making sure that Beyonce and Solange never felt insecure around other beautiful women.
I just spent a lot of time teaching my girls to not be insecure because it's another pretty girl around, because you are the most beautiful thing going. And I think that's really important.
Miss Tina went on and gave herself some props, okay? She gave herself props for the fact that Beyonce always hires beautiful background singers and beautiful background dancers, and she's never insecure to do that because she knows how beautiful she is. So she doesn't mind dancing next to a beautiful dancer or a more talented dancer.
Her old choreographer used to always say, Beyonce wants the most beautiful dancers. She wants the most fabulous dancers. She's the first time I worked with an artist where they're usually like, I don't want the dancers to dance better than me or look better than me or whatever. And that is a result of me teaching them that you got to be about yourself and not worry about the next person.
I mean, it's very true that Beyonce always hires beautiful dancers and background singers to perform with her. And I've always loved that about her. Even if she's dancing next to a girl who's dancing better than her, it really doesn't matter and doesn't take the shine or light off of Beyonce, because Beyonce is so confident. And Miss Tina Knowles Beyoncé is saying that she is the one to thank for that. Miss Tina went forward speaking specifically on the fact that Solange does not care what other people think and that she has her own thing. She's very confident and that works out for her.
Solange, from a very early age, walked to the beat of her own drum. She doesn't care about anybody, what they think. She's going to do what she feels is right. She will cut her nose off to spite her face, but it's in a good way, because it was what kept her feeling really good about herself. She just didn't care about that, and it didn't affect her as much, because I think she has so much support and so much positive reinforcement from her sister and from us, that she just walked to the beat of her own drum, and she's still like that. She's carved out her own niche, and she doesn't care about what anybody else is doing.
And that's so true. I mean, anybody who's a real fan of Solange, they know that she is very unique and amazingly talented. And that does not have to ever compete with Beyonce, because she's so different. She's completely different from Beyonce. They share the same tones in their voice here and there. I definitely noticed that, but they're completely different. Solange's vocal style, her choreography, I mean, it's absolutely no reason to ever compare her to Beyonce, other than the fact that they both share the same genes. Well, since we're talking about Solange, let me have a Solange moment real quick and show y'all some of my favorite clips of Solange. This first clip, she's just joking around with one of her friends, and you can just hear how beautiful her voice is, even though they're clearly joking about what they're singing about.
Moses is a weed smoker, letting the cat out the bag. I've never smoked weed before. He's a liar. I've told you that. But I saw behind his bedside. He's telling lies. He's a smoker. I'm just a joker, not a smoker. You're a smoker. I don't smoke. He smokes. He smokes.
And then in this clip, like I said, she's not being super serious. She's really just doing vocal exercises, saying the word casual over and over, but it sounds so beautiful.
Casual, 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 casual,
I just wanted to throw those clips in real quick, but let's continue. Okay, so Miss Tina was also asked how Beyonce and Solange feel about her being on social media, and she made it very clear that they do not like it. They don't want her on social media, but she does not care, because she is living her best life right now, okay?
They would love for me not to be on social media. They are not happy about it at all. But it's my thing. They're grown and they got their own thing, and I'm like, listen, I'm getting ready to live. Because
yes, Miss Tina is living her best life. She's no longer building up their careers. They are grown, and it is Miss Tina's turn to live for her. I'm here for it. I love Miss Tina. Even though she can be a little bit corny and silly on her Instagram, I still love it. If you guys follow her, you know she always has her little corny joke days. If you don't know about that, let me show you real quick, and then I'm going to come back with some more.
Hi, it's corny joke time. This joke is a little gross, but it's funny. So here it goes. Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? Because it got stuck in a crack.
Okay, so corny jokes like that, I think that that's what might be embarrassing a little bit to Beyonce and Solange. But I mean, whose parents don't embarrass them? That just shows how normal they are as a family.
for so long, I was really hiding from the world, and it was all about them. And now it's all about me. So I don't care that they don't like, but they hate me being on social media. They don't want me to, you know, they like me to be their mom. Like, they would love for me to be at home and chill and have a happy life, but not be out in the public's eye.
So then Miss Tina goes on to speak about when she realized that she was really living her life for her daughters and everybody else instead of living for her.
Like I said, I put all of my energy, all of my life into them and to making sure they were okay. And then they got grown And my thought process was, when they get grown, I'm going to live. But then, you know, they have kids, and then their kids become your priority, and they're just pretty much your life. And I got a divorce, and all of a sudden I said, God, my life is really not my life. My life is everybody else's, and taking care of everybody else. And you know what? That brings me a certain level of joy. But what about me, and what about my personal life?
Wow, as a married mother of 3, I personally connected to what she was saying. I mean, I love my kids. They definitely bring you joy. But at the end of the day, you have to have the joy within yourself. Something for yourself. After giving yourself to your family so much, you got to give something to yourself. And that something for myself is YouTube, this YouTube channel that I started just this past January. That's something that I do for myself that I enjoy outside of being a mother and a wife. Y'all, there's so much more to this interview. If you missed it, I'm going to link the whole interview below and you can check it out for yourself. All right, y'all, I'm done with this. I need to know what y'all think. What do you guys think about Miss Tina putting Beyonce and Solange in counseling to ensure that they have a high self-esteem and don't become jealous of one another? Let me know what you think. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'm going to catch you in the next one, all right? Bye.